are back with Brunch, a taste of Tobago. Now, before we went to the break, I indicated the lovely segments that we have, and our Life Diaries segment really highlights our sons and daughters in the space who are doing wonderful things in whatever sphere they are etched in. They are employed in wherever their talents lead. And my first guest is no different. Now, I have known this young man, it seems like forever, because many of the memories that I have within arts culture, uh, his face is there somewhere, some shape or form, performing some type of service. And so it gives me great pleasure to welcome Mr. Neave Mckenzie to the set of Brunch, a Taste of Tobago. You know, I for Design, you know, we're going to talk a bit about that, but let's get to know Neave just a bit. So let me do the welcome. Let me say good morning to you and blessings to you, and thank you for being here this morning.
How are you?
I am good. I am
Lovely.
glad that you finally can come sit with me. I have been waiting, and you're finally here.
Yes, indeed.
Yes. So
I
how
wasn't
are
going
you?
to come anywhere because this is not my thing in terms of talking.
Yeah,
this is
I
my
know.
stuff, yeah.
I know that because there's a humility to you,
Yeah.
and this may not necessarily be something that you could hit the ball out of the park.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I want the public, I want persons looking on, I want people to know that we have kings and queens here.
Yes,
we
indeed.
have people who are deserving of the accolades that we
Yeah.
give. And so that's why you're here, to talk about you and your journey thus far.
Okay.
So where did it start for you? Did you always have an eye for design? Let's start there.
Oh, well, what should I say? No. Right? I actually used to help my mom prepare her house for Christmas or any form of activities that's coming around in terms of harvest, because I'm originally from Lambo, right? From harvest to Easter. So she had a small boutique in terms of going around and selling and have a boutique at home as well.
Right.
So one day I'm there doing arrangements and stuff. So her customers, whoever like Miss Prettyfield passed and gone deceased, right? I used to do her arrangement for her house and stuff like that. And then she was like, why don't send him in town to sell in town? And I was like, no, I'm not going to town to sell in town flowers, you know. So after that, now I did a one arrangement, and apparently that arrangement went to Hilton, formerly Hilton, now known as Magdalena brand.
Yes.
Right? I did some arrangements in a conch shell. So the conch shell arrangement was a cocktail event. So I told this lady, I said, I don't know nothing about this kind of stuff. So she said, yes, you have something within yourself, so just do it. And I did those 8 of them. I did it. It went to Hilton. And from there, everything just started to blossom and open up. So I eventually went to town in front of Miss Prettyfield with a black bucket and roses.
Right.
And actually sell for Valentine, mainly Valentine. And she used to actually feed me in terms of give me lunch, make sure I'm okay and stuff like that. And then I return. So I actually just keep on banking the monies and stuff like that, pick up car bottles on the ground, you know, bank it until I was $100,000. I reached that far in terms of selling flowers from home. So that's from like the age of 10, basically, I actually started that kind of business in the arts. Along the way, I met Mrs. Hernandez, and her dad, deceased, which is Mr. Hernandez, which I did art in school and stuff like that, and I came up with distinction in art and stuff like that. So then you just keep on going. And then I was featured in Guardian on the Wedding Bells, and then the accountant of Guardian saw my work, and then she was like, you have to do my wedding and stuff. I said, lady, I don't know nothing about fresh flowers. And she said, yeah, you can do it. And I did it, and then here am I today, open up I for Design in 2009. Right, along the way, I met Bernard Beckles, which is the owner of La Tropical Deceased, and Derek Balwant as well, in terms of he is the owner of Blooming Flower Shop.
Okay.
And then from there, he came over, he gave me 100 roses to give out free with actually a business cards on the mall itself. And then I just expand from there, and here I have IFA Design 1 and 2, which I call it 1 and 2, just one at Gulf City Mall, one at Lowlands. And then I open up Premium Stems Flower Market, which is in Trinidad, which I do wholesale, strictly only wholesale. So I feed in the amount of flower shop in Trinidad. And then lastly, I open up Bespoke Weddings Tobago. Right? So Bespoke is tailored to you.
Yeah.
Basically, so that is the journey and the journeys. Yeah, so far, to sum it up all.
But the thing is, now, I want persons to be inspired. We have so many entrepreneurs who are trying their hand at business.
Right.
Many of them are just getting started.
Right.
And of course, the challenges would come. There would be bumps in the road. There may be, days that you really don't, you question or you wonder, is this for me? Am I in the right niche? Am I doing the right thing? And I know you probably had days like that where you felt like, I need to really think about this. Am I doing the right thing? Yeah?
Yeah, well, what I should say on that, well, when I open the shop on the mall and I go home, my mom used to ask me, how much money you made today? And my remarks are, I made $1 million today, right? Sometimes I just make $1 or I make nothing for the entire day. But within myself, somebody come into the shop, they view the shop, therefore they will go out and spread the word and say, hey, I saw this at this new shop on the mall. So that is the belief I have in terms of going along on the industry, that I made $1 million and keep on going on.
Yes. So your belief system
works for me.
Works.
Yes, your belief is most important.
Yeah, and it's a very powerful thing because your mind controls so much.
Yeah.
And I think some of us take a while to understand the power that we have because we can choose what we let in and not let in.
Correct is right.
And so we spin around a lot. And then we have to go on that journey where we're finding ourselves.
Yeah.
Some earlier than others.
Correct.
Like for you at age 10, you were already
age 10, and
designing,
Correct. And then after that, I think, 2009, I think I was 29 years of age. 29 years of age, basically.
Yeah.
Basically, and then I opened up. Yeah, so I did it privately before I actually gradually opened up to the public. So, yeah.
And one of the things that I always admired, there's a humility that you have. Now, I say this because I can speak from experience.
Right.
I have observed you so many times. It's not even funny. You may not know, but I have. And you walk in and nobody may know who you are. Right. But you walk in and you're very quiet. You're just going about your business. You're just doing what you're supposed to do. And then you bring the creation out and then you start setting up and you start putting things together and then everybody is like, oh, is he do that? So it's like you have so many layers. It's like if we had to sit and try to assess who is Neave Mckenzie, we would not be successful in doing so because the humility it's so powerful. And you seem to not lose it, and that's a wonderful, wonderful thing.
Focus
a wonderful
is good,
thing.
Yeah. As I said, belief take me through a lot of things, and and then no is something that if somebody tell me no, I wouldn't take it as a no.
Right.
Yeah, okay, just keep on pushing.
Not in your vocabulary at all.
No.
And I can't.
Yeah.
The words like that.
That's right.
Yeah.
I would get it. I got it. You say if you come last minute to me, I would say, I really can't do this one. But then eventually I say, hey, I'll sort it out for you and make the magic happen.
Yeah. Because there is a knowledge that you have. and you don't see that too very often. It's something that creatives possess, and I always have to go back to something that someone told me, and she was saying, if there were no creatives, the world would not have color.
Yeah.
It would not have brightness or splendor or anything that is bringing a happiness sort of essence
Yes.
to our creation. And it is so true because I personally had the privilege of working with you.
Yeah.
And it seemed like you knew what to do without me saying, okay, well, I want this to look rustic.
Yeah.
I want this to look
Oh, that's for your wedding,
natural.
basically.
So when I was because when I was getting married, I reached out to you because I remember I was doing at the time I was doing the invitations, and I reached out to Dimitri. Dimitri, good morning.
Yeah.
And your name came up in the conversation, and I said, yes, yes,
Right.
yes, 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 yes. And then the light bulb came. There was a light bulb moment.
Right.
And I remember calling you. And the conversation, it just flowed, And you just spoke to me and knew exactly what to do. You knew that, okay, this is not going to be like the really pretty essence type of flowers. It's going to be rustic, a lot of vines and twigs and
shrubs and stuff like
yeah, and that I would never forget that. That is an amazing ear, and you definitely have an eye for design.
Thank you.
So you have the right notion for the name of your business, Eye for Design, because you definitely have that.
Thank you. Well, you see, in adding to that, creation comes from natural things. You watch how a plant grow. You can create a plant how it grow in terms of that, right? You watch how something you pass along the road, you're seeing a house and there are plenty of vines and coming down. So you look at it, you see that form of creation.
Right.
And that now you could just develop yourself more. So all like the bacano leaves and the pandana leaves, you could twist it and in any form, and it is yours, it's your creation. Whatever you do, even if it's a seamstress, you cut it bad, I would know you cut it bad. That is your style, this is your design. It can be bespoke, it can be original to you, basically.
Definitely.
Yeah?
You know, and we have so much more to talk about, but let's take a break, guys. We're going to be right back with more Brunch, a taste of Tobago. See you guys soon. Back with Brunch, a taste of Tobago, and my brother from another mother is here, Mr. Neave Mckenzie, and we are speaking about that wonderful creative journey, you know, the people that you met, the places that you went to, and of course, Chelsea came up.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, what was that like?
Well, for me, Chelsea was the bomb. For me, you know, going out there to see all these top designers throughout the world and seeing all the different types of techniques that they are doing and stuff like that. And then they had a section for people, for the students, basically, who go into school, so they would actually showcase all the new techniques on the market.
Right.
And I would say London is a place to be in terms of techniques. And in terms of glamour, New York is the place to be.
Right. So
right?
New York is
New
the
York
glitz.
is the glitz and the glamour and stuff like that. Right? Because London is so nature oriented.
Yes.
So certain things like we use here, like the Oasis, they don't use that there anymore because of the nature. It doesn't rotten that fast. So now they have a different type of Oasis which is made of cotton.
Right.
Which is that, so you have to do more wiring and all this kind of stuff to stabilize everything. But the journey, you know, I must say thanks to La Tropical Flower Shop.
Right.
And Mr. Tony and Shane and Melissa and all these people, who just was 5 of us who went to do this booth. And you know, we won gold and came back with gold.
Yeah.
Right? So it was a great experience, I must say. And if you're into flowers, I think you should go out there to actually see what is have there to offer. Even sell the boots. Besides, if you're not doing flowers, if you're doing gardening, or you're doing fabricating and all this, is a total different level from how we do it here back home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So aspiring entrepreneurs should definitely take that journey. This is a journey that they should definitely take.
I would say yes.
Yeah.
Right. Even say the Tobago House of Assembly under the tourism agency, I think they could do at least a booth as well, because the amount of persons, millions of persons be actually passing through on a daily basis, there is good advertisement as well. Although they go to the different exhibitions out there, different trade shows and stuff like that. But that particular floral show in Chelsea, you have to be selected. You can't just, you have to write, they have to look up at you, and then they will select you. You can't just say you are going.
Okay.
You have to be a select.
So there's a process.
Yes, there's the whole process of it. Yeah, but being that Trinidad and Tobago is already in the loop, you know, I think it should be a good thing that, you know, for us, for tourism and stuff. That's 1 year, I guess, you know, they can do based on floral or whatever, based on the tourism aspect of it. So even self, let's say you want to do the rainfall. So you have a picture of the rainfall, and then after you develop with real stuff in terms of the fauna, in terms of the anthuriums and so all the flowers that grew here, and you just build on that to create, you know, to give a whole wow factor.
Yeah, and you know, it's wonderful that, you know, what I notice is that you use a lot of, you don't like to not use things that are natural.
Yeah.
Things that are unique to our space.
Correct.
Plants and, you know, plant life and, you know, and it brings me to my next question, because not many people may know, but you had like a brief stint in pageantry gowns. You know, what was that like? Creating in that space. What was it like for you?
That was an experience, right? I passed that. But you know, if you come to me, I will draw and sketch and do everything for you. But that's not my direction. Although I still do it for alumni choir, did all the uniforms for alumni choir still. You know, even still the design, the backdrop, I still do it for them, you know. But it was, I think that was a stage in it. I did couple, and they actually won Best Gown, you know, in normal school as well, and school pageants in Bishop's. I remember Tekla Duncan, I remember Kennetta as well, you know, I did gongs for them and stuff like that, and they both won Best Gong on that segment. So yeah.
Yeah, because if I say, okay, I'm going to enter, well, I don't know what pageant yet, I'm just speaking it into existence. But if I had to enter and I say, listen, Neave, I want, you know what I like.
Right.
My theme could be, I don't know, mud, glorious mud, seeing that I grew up in Calder Hall, or, you know, and you would sketch something. How much of the process would you be involved in if I should come to you? Is it that I'm coming and you're just going to sketch something?
Well, yes, I will sketch, and then I will pinpoint a seamstress.
Right.
Right, where I know, like Miss Duncan, who knows the type of level I just go put into this kind of stuff, and she like these kind of drama things as well. So to be all excited, right?
Okay.
So yeah, so if I'm going on the mud side of it, I will picture either banana leaves or go more on the fan palms. You know, fan palms, you cut it down, you put it to dry a little bit. So you give it like a tan, green, and like a brown into it, and just cut it, you know, shape it up nicely, make the skirt, make the top, get some moss and stuff for that. Get a hat and develop the hat into something totally different.
Yeah, just,
you know, that's, as I'm talking to you, just the creation.
Yeah,
just
and it
start already. Yeah,
and
just flow, yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
So we were talking creativity, and you know, I just want to say thank you so much, because we're out of time. You know, I could talk to you. I could talk to you a whole day.
Yeah.
You know that. But we
Yeah.
are out of time. I just want to say thank you so much for being here with me
Thank you for
this
having me.
morning.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you
Thank you for
so
having me.
much for taking the
Yeah.
time. Blessings to you from our family to
Yeah.
yours, and of course, success in whatever you
Yeah.
endeavor to do.
Thank you.
Yeah?
Thank you so much.
So, blessings to you. We're going to take a break, guys. We're going to be right back with Brunch, a taste of Tobago. But before I do that, let's take a look at our trivia question for today. Where in Tobago is the Hummingbird Gallery located? The answer at the end of the show. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.